Okay, so are you like me and just fascinated by all the possibilities with AI right now? I mean, especially when it comes to like potentially changing how we earn money.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We decided to take a deep dive into this podcast called AI Wealth Revolution.
Okay.
And it's hosted by this guy, Yusuf, and then this AI expert named Aaron. And what's really cool is that they're not talking about, AI for like the big tech giants.
Right.
They're talking about how like everyday people like you and me can use AI right now to potentially make more money.
It really is fascinating, especially how accessible Aaron makes it sound. Like AI is something anyone can start using today, not something that's years away.
Yeah, absolutely. They even mention specific tools that, listener can start exploring right away. Things like ChatGPT, Midjourney, and even automation bots. Have you looked into any of those?
I've played around with ChatGPT a little, yeah. I'm still wrapping my head around it, but the potential is mind-blowing.
Yeah, no, for sure. But what I thought was really helpful was their three-step framework for, actually achieving success with AI. It seems super simple, but I think it's super smart too.
Yeah, that was a really great breakdown. They start by emphasizing the importance of education.
Okay.
So, taking the time to actually learn about these AI tools, not just assuming you know how they work, but really diving into what they can do and which ones are most relevant to, your specific goals.
So, like, figuring out which tools are the right fit for you. Got it. So, step one is learning about the tools. Then what? How do you actually start putting them into practice?
Well, that's step two, implementation. They stress that it's not enough to just read about AI.
Right.
You have to get hands-on. You actually have to start using these tools, even if it's in a really small way at first.
I like that. It's kind of like, you can read all the books you want about riding a bike, but you won't actually learn, and then you get on and start pedaling.
Exactly. You have to get your hands dirty, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Okay, so you learn about the tools, you start using them. What's that third step, that final step to really make the most of AI?
Well, step three is where things get really interesting, and this is all about scaling and optimizing.
Okay.
So once you've experimented with a few tools, you've found what works for you, AI can actually help you grow your efforts
Yeah.
efficiently. Like it really kind of takes things to the next level.
So it's like AI becomes your partner in success almost.
Exactly. Like, think of it like this. It's almost like AI takes care of all the heavy lifting, and then it helps you optimize your strategies as you learn.
That makes sense. Now, I know what some of our listeners might be thinking right now, and it's something I've definitely thought about.
What's that?
This idea that, okay, AI is cool, but is it going to replace my job?
Right. Yeah, it's a valid concern for sure.
Yeah.
And Aaron actually addresses it head on in the podcast.
Oh, interesting. What does he say? What's his take on that?
He says that AI is a tool, not a job replacement. And he uses this really helpful analogy. He compares AI to having like a super efficient assistant, one that handles all the repetitive tasks. So you can focus on the more creative and strategic work.
So instead of looking at AI as like a threat, we should be looking at it as an opportunity to like level up our skills and actually focus on those things that, that we humans do best.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
not about replacing us. It's about making us more effective.
Yeah, I love that. That's a good way to think about it. Now, one area where AI is really like making a big impact right now, and one that I know a lot of our listeners are super interested in, is this whole idea of content creation.
Yeah, content creation is huge right now.
Yeah, whether it's, building a blog or starting a YouTube channel or even just like managing your social media, content is king.
Oh, for sure. And this is where AI can be a total game changer.
Yeah.
Because tools like ChatGPT, they can help you generate really high-quality content
Yeah.
much, much faster than you could on your own.
Oh, wow. So it's not just like, spitting out generic stuff. It's actually good quality content.
Yeah. Like you can use it to write blog posts, create video scripts, even draft social media captions.
Okay, so for someone like me who sometimes stares at a blank screen for like an hour trying to come up with a decent Instagram caption, this is a game changer.
Right. I mean, think of all the time you could save.
That's what I'm talking about. But I think it'd be helpful to like give a more concrete example. Can you walk us through how this could actually work in practice?
Sure. Let's say you're really passionate about, I don't know, vintage video games, and you want to start a YouTube channel about it.
Okay, yeah, love it.
So AI tools can help you with everything from researching video topics to writing the scripts, even to creating those eye-catching thumbnails that make people click.
Wow, so you're saying AI can help with like every step of the YouTube process.
Pretty much. And even like generating the voiceover if you don't want to use your own voice.
Okay, so anyone out there thinking about starting a YouTube channel, just take note. AI could be your secret weapon.
I think so.
Now, what are some other ways that AI can help us, in the world of online business?
Well, Aaron also talks about how AI can really supercharge affiliate marketing.
Okay.
Like, he believes it can help you find profitable products to promote.
Mm.
Write those really persuasive reviews that actually convert, and even automate your engagement with customers through, like, chatbots and email sequences.
Wow. So it's almost like AI can streamline that whole affiliate marketing process.
That's the goal. It handles the time-consuming stuff so you can focus on building relationships and growing your audience, the things that really move the needle.
I like that. Now, I know some of our listeners might be feeling a little overwhelmed right now. They're hearing all this amazing stuff about AI, but maybe they're also thinking, what if I fail? Or what if it's just like too late for me to get started?
Yeah, I get that. It can feel intimidating.
Yeah, for sure.
But Aaron has a really simple message for anyone feeling that way, and I think it's important. The best time to start is now.
I love that.
Don't let fear or perfectionism hold you back.
Right. It's like taking that first step, even if it's a small one.
Exactly. You don't have to become an AI expert overnight. Just start small, experiment, and you'll learn as you go.
Okay, so to recap, what we've learned so far is that AI is accessible right now with tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney and all these automation bots ready to be put to work. We've also got that simple three-step framework. Educate yourself on the tools, implement them, and then scale and optimize as you figure out what works for you.
And I think the most important thing we've talked about so far is that AI shouldn't be seen as a threat to our jobs, but rather this powerful tool that can free us up to focus on our uniquely human strengths, those things that AI can't replicate.
Exactly. So instead of worrying about AI taking over the world, let's focus on how we can use it to make our lives better, to be more efficient, and maybe even to boost our bank accounts a little bit along the way.
Absolutely. And remember, the journey starts with a single step. So what are you waiting for? Let's dive in.
I'm with you. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's like, that saying, like, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
Yeah.
I think in this case, starting to learn and use AI, that could be the key to unlocking some really great things.
Absolutely. I love that. Okay, so before we move on, I want to circle back to those AI tools that we mentioned earlier.
Sure.
Because, you've definitely piqued my curiosity, and I'm sure our listeners are, eager to learn more too.
Right.
Let's start with ChatGPT.
Okay.
What exactly is it? And, how can it actually help us create wealth?
So ChatGPT is this really powerful language model developed by OpenAI.
Okay.
And essentially what it can do is it can understand and generate human-like text.
Oh, wow.
So you can ask it questions, give it writing prompts, and it will respond in a way that's often, indistinguishable from a human.
So it's almost like having the super intelligent writing assistant at your fingertips.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
That's wild.
And, the applications for something like this are vast.
Yeah.
You could use ChatGPT to write blog posts, social media content, marketing copy, even scripts for your YouTube videos.
Oh, wow.
It can even help you brainstorm ideas and come up with, creative solutions to problems.
That's incredible. I can already see how that could save people so much time and effort.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we've got ChatGPT for content creation. What about Midjourney? What is that all about?
So Midjourney is a really cool tool that uses AI to create images.
Okay.
So you can give it text prompts describing, what you want to see, and it will generate these stunningly realistic images based on your input.
Wait, so I could literally describe a scene in my mind.
Yes.
And Midjourney would create a visual representation of it.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the level of detail and creativity is pretty remarkable.
So what are people using it for?
All sorts of things: artwork, book covers, website designs, even storyboards for films.
It's that opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
It really does.
Especially for, creative entrepreneurs or artists.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I bet it's also a game changer for anyone who needs visuals for their business, but, maybe doesn't have those design skills.
Yeah, it's it really democratizes access to high-quality visuals, which I think is a huge advantage in today's world.
Yeah, no, totally. Okay, so we've got ChatGPT for content, Midjourney for visuals, and then, you briefly mentioned the things called automation bots. What are those all about?
Yeah, so automation bots are basically AI-powered programs that can automate those repetitive tasks.
Oh, okay.
So instead of you manually doing the same thing over and over again, you can set up these bots to handle it for you.
Got it. So it's like having a little virtual assistant who works 24/7, taking care of all those tedious tasks.
Precisely. And it frees you up to focus on, the more strategic aspects of your business.
Or, even your personal finance.
So absolutely. Like that's the beauty of AI, right? It allows you to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, I'm really starting to see how these tools can like make a real difference. And it's not just about, automating tasks, but also like freeing up your mental energy and your time to focus on the things that really matter.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got ChatGPT for content, Midjourney for visuals, automation bots for all those tedious tasks.
Right.
Is there anything else we should know about before we move on?
I think one thing that's really important that Aaron highlights is finding the right AI tools for your specific needs and goals.
Yeah.
Because there are tons of AI tools out there, and it can be overwhelming, just knowing where to start.
That's a really good point. It's like going to a massive buffet with
Yeah.
like endless options. You might feel tempted to try everything, but it's probably better to, be strategic and actually choose what aligns with your taste and your appetite.
Exactly. You don't want to end up with a stomach ache, so to speak.
Right, exactly. So how do we go about finding the right AI tools, for our financial goals specifically?
Well, Aaron suggests that you start by identifying your biggest pain points
Okay,
or the areas where you're spending a lot of time, but maybe not seeing much return.
got it.
And once you know what you want to improve, you can start researching AI tools that, specifically address those challenges.
So for example, if someone's struggling to create engaging social media content, they might explore ChatGPT to help them generate captions or even entire posts.
Exactly. Or, if someone's spending hours each week scheduling appointments, they could look into an AI-powered scheduling assistant that can automate that whole process.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so now I want to circle back to the topic of content creation.
Sure.
Because I know a lot of our listeners are, interested in building an online presence through YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's huge.
And, Aaron mentioned finding a niche
Right.
and then letting AI kind of handle the heavy lifting of creating videos. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah. So when it comes to YouTube, finding your niche is crucial. It's about identifying a specific topic or audience that you're passionate about and that you can create really valuable content for.
So instead of trying to be everything to everyone,
Yeah.
you're better off focusing on, a specific group of people who share your interests.
Exactly. It allows you to build a loyal following and establish yourself as, like an authority in your niche.
Got it. Okay, so let's say, I don't know, I'm passionate about, let's say, sustainable living,
Okay.
and I want to start a YouTube channel about that.
All right.
How can AI help me actually create videos, that people will actually want to watch?
Well, you could use ChatGPT to help you brainstorm video topics
Okay.
and to write really engaging scripts. You could use Midjourney to create eye-catching thumbnails.
Okay.
And you could even use AI-powered video editing software to help you, put it all together.
So you're saying like AI can basically handle like every aspect of the video creation process.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the quality of AI-generated content is getting better all the time.
Yeah.
It's no longer those, robotic voices and cheesy visuals. You can create really professional-looking videos using these AI tools.
That's amazing. And I imagine it's a huge time saver for anyone who's been hesitant to start a YouTube channel because, of all the effort involved.
Absolutely. It kind of takes the intimidation factor out of it and makes it accessible to anyone with a message to share.
This is all so exciting. It feels like we're just scratching the surface of like what's possible with AI. But, I also know that for some people, all this talk about AI might also like trigger some anxieties.
Yeah, for sure.
What if AI gets too smart?
Right.
What if it, takes over the world?
Those are definitely valid concerns and ones that we see explored a lot in science fiction.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it's important to remember that, at the end of the day, AI is a tool.
Right.
And it's a tool created by humans. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
So it's not about like fearing AI itself.
Right.
But it's about being mindful of how we develop it and how we use it.
Exactly. It's about having conversations like the one we're having right now, about educating ourselves about AI, and about advocating for its responsible and ethical development.
I couldn't agree more. We need to be proactive in shaping the future of AI and making sure that it, benefits humanity as a whole.
For sure.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to circle back to Aaron's 3-step framework for success with AI.
Okay.
We've talked about education and implementation, but can you remind us about that third step, scaling and optimizing? What does that actually look like in practice?
Yeah. So scaling is basically taking what's working and expanding it.
Okay.
So let's say you found a winning combination of AI tools and strategies for your online business.
Right.
Scaling might involve using those tools to, reach a larger audience or to create more content or even to automate even more tasks.
So it's about leveraging AI to kind of take your business or your financial goals, to that next level.
Exactly. And then optimizing is all about continually refining your approach. So, it's about analyzing your data, identifying areas for improvement, and making adjustments as you go.
So it's not like a set it and forget it approach,
Right.
but it's a process of, continuous learning and improvement.
Exactly. And AI can provide you with, valuable data and insights that you can use to make better decisions and optimize your strategies over time.
This has been such an insightful conversation.
Yeah, it really has.
We've covered so much ground
We have.
from, understanding the basics of AI and exploring these specific tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney and automation bots
Right.
to actually discussing how AI can be used for, things like content creation and affiliate marketing and even managing your personal finances.
Yeah, and I think, most importantly, we've talked about the importance of finding the right AI tools for your needs, embracing the learning process, and starting now rather than waiting.
I think we've given our listeners a really solid foundation
I hope so.
for understanding, the real potential of AI when it comes to, wealth creation.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope they're feeling inspired and empowered to actually take action.
Me too. Now, before we completely wrap up this part, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
Aaron said in the podcast that he believes those who embrace AI early will reap the biggest rewards.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to consider this.
Okay.
What is one small step you can take today to start leveraging AI in your own life? It could be something as simple as signing up for a free ChatGPT account and just playing around with it.
Yeah, it's just exploring.
Yeah. Or, maybe checking out Midjourney and seeing what kind of amazing images you can create.
Right. It's all about taking that first step.
Exactly. Dip your toes into the AI waters and see what happens. Who knows? That one small step could be the beginning of your own AI-powered success story.
I love that.
It's interesting, right? We always hear about like these big futuristic AI projects.
Yeah.
But what's cool about what we've been talking about is that AI is already here. And it's something that everyday people like you listening can start using right now.
And it's exciting how it's, almost leveling the playing field.
Yeah. How so?
Well, it gives individuals and small businesses access to these incredible tools and capabilities that, in the past were only available to huge corporations.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's like AI is kind of democratizing access to this technology, right? It's giving everyone a chance to compete and hopefully succeed.
Exactly. It's breaking down those barriers.
Yeah, I love that. But, with all this talk about using AI for financial gain and, potentially making more money, I think it's also important to remember that AI can be used for good, beyond just boosting our bank accounts.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, it's already being used in some amazing ways to address, some of the world's most pressing challenges.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, for instance, in healthcare, AI is helping doctors diagnose diseases like much earlier and more accurately.
Right. Yeah. And I've even read about how AI is being used to develop, new renewable energy sources and combat climate change, which is huge.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It really is. And it shows that AI has this real potential to, to make a positive impact on the world, right?
Totally. It's not just about, personal gain. It's about making a difference.
Yeah, and I think that's something, for everyone listening to keep in mind as you start exploring these possibilities of AI. Think about how you can use these powerful tools, not just to achieve your own financial goals, but also to contribute to something bigger.
Yeah, to make the world a better place.
Exactly. Okay, so before we say goodbye, I want to leave everyone with one final thought.
Okay.
Throughout this deep dive, we've talked a lot about the practical applications of AI, the specific tools, the steps you can take to get started.
Right.
But beyond all of that, I think there's a real mindset shift that's crucial, if you want to be successful in this age of AI.
What do you mean? What kind of mindset shift?
It's this willingness to embrace change, to be a lifelong learner, and to really adapt to this ever-evolving landscape of technology. Because one thing's for sure, AI is here to stay.
It is. It's not going anywhere.
And it's only going to become more integrated into our lives in the years to come.
Absolutely.
So the future really does belong to those who are curious, who are adaptable, and who are willing to, embrace these new technologies.
And who knows what you might discover along the way.
Exactly. So to everyone listening, stay curious and never stop learning.
Yeah.
And remember, we're here to support you on your AI journey.
We are. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
We'll catch you next time.